No matter the weather, Alexandria Emergency Hospital is always here for you. Rain or shine, our doors are open 24/7 to provide the care you and your loved ones need fast. Every second counts, and Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to help you through any storm.
In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
How about that? We have a new sponsor there, PuroClean. Thank you for joining up. And, with the cold weather that's coming, could be pipe busting cold, they can get out there and help you in that water damage emergency. You hate to see it happen, but I want good, trusted people on board for anything weather dependent. And we have a lot of weather to talk about right now. 609 of you, 660. Okay, everybody's still coming in here. Well, a cold front's come through, and this is the table setter right here. So that cold front is, you can see, pulling those winds down across the bridge there. That is a northerly flow out over Toledo Bend. It's gusting up there. I would not go fishing on a windy post-frontal day. The front is getting here toward Alexandria as well. We have temperatures that are going to be kind of steady, stable throughout the day, falling a little bit. Dew points are going to drop a bit. Again, we're just setting the table here. And we do have a winter storm watch, as you can see here across the southern half of the state. Again, this one is going to be one that possibly impacts, or likely impacts, southern parts of the state more than northern parts. So we'll be watching that. That's an extreme cold watch. We have cold weather advisories, winter storm watches, all the winter stuff you can handle. There goes the front. There goes the rain. I know what you're wanting, though, so let's get to some other stuff. We have a few things to get through first. You can see the blue up here. It's going to be blue for days now. 62 degrees in Alexandria, down to 54 in Shreveport with those winds gusting out of the northwest. So that cold front's going to move across. You can see right here. Convergence was pretty weak along this thing, so we didn't see a lot of rainfall. Saw some sprinkles yesterday. Those northwesterlies are going to come in today, probably about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Obviously going to be stronger out over the lakes. So again, my recommendation is no fishing today, but I'm never going to yell at you for fishing. 64 degrees 1 p.m., 61 at 4 p.m. So it cools off, whatever. The thunderstorms, maybe some severe weather out here across the panhandle of Florida, where they may also see accumulating snow. We can see accumulating snow down to the coast of Louisiana and possibly into coastal areas of the panhandle of Florida. How weird is this? So let's get to the headlines here. We have the snow, the wintry potential, I should say. Notice I took dry out. I think dry has left the building. It's either going to be snow or wintry mix. Again, probably about a 90% chance, which I only have 80. I'm inching that up slowly, but 80 to 90% chance of snow or a wintry mix. Looks like all snow for most of the area. That starts off Monday night. Cold air we know is going to be in place. This has historic potential. Our record here is 9.1 inches. Could that fall? Yeah, it's not likely, but the explicit forecast from the National Weather Service is 6 to 8 inches. I have gone lower than that, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. But I think most or all of us get some snow out of this system. Here's the GFS model. We've been watching this. Actually, I have new models showing up every 5 seconds, it seems like. So let me check out that crazy icon. Yesterday, it shifted way south. Let's see what it's doing today. It's still kind of on the southern end of things, but still brings accumulating snow across the area. So, and I'll check and just, not that it really matters, but let's see. Yeah, it's going with a little lighter solution, like 2 to 5 inches of snow, which is, again, mind-blowing. So let's go ahead and click through things on the GFS, see what we have there. By Monday evening or Tuesday at midnight, Monday night at midnight, however you want to frame that, we have light snow starting to break out. This is one model, but it's a pretty good idea of things out in Texas. And then you can see that kind of consolidating and continuing for several hours. I mean, that's a 10-hour stretch we just went through. So snow overspreads the area, maybe a bit of a mix down south. I don't think we'll see those wide open holes like this is showing. It all fills in, sweeps onto the east. And yes, that is snow down to Destin and Panama City and all that stuff. And snow in southern Georgia. It all gets out of here. Now we'll talk about amounts and things like that. So let me see where I'm at. Okay, cool. Here are your forecast impacts. Now, you can see I posted these yesterday. Moderate impacts, expect disruptions to daily life, hazardous driving conditions, and all that. And we are now, per this WSSI Winter Storm Severity Index, we now have about a 60 to 70% chance for these moderate impacts. Where it gets crazy is we still have a 40 to 50% chance of major impacts, and you can see these are right across the heart of central Louisiana. Major means considerable disruption disruptions to life, dangerous or impossible driving conditions, widespread closures. We've already seen the closures that are coming out way ahead of this event. And we actually have a non-zero and really about a 20% chance for extreme impacts. Let's just not get into the details on that because I think, with it being snow, I don't think we're going to see a big power outage fest here because we're going to not get that heavy, crazy wet snow that we would typically expect down here. This is actually going to be a little more of a fluffy type snow because it looks like we're going to be well below freezing throughout the atmospheric profile. So, travel not advised, extensive issues and all that kind of stuff. So it's crazy to see us in that potential area. Now, here's the general idea. I think there's going to be snow for most of the state. I do think maybe I should have pulled that mix up a little bit closer to the I-10 corridor, but the best chance for significant snow accumulation right across our area, and drum roll please, here is my accumulation forecast map. I think 3 to 7 across most of the area with higher totals possible. So that 9.1 inch record, yes, it's in jeopardy. I think we're going to pretty easily, I'd say better than 50% chance, we're going to have the heaviest snow we've had here in over 50 years. So, it's a historic event, 2 to 4 inches bounding that 3 to 7 inch total there. Don't pay too much attention to this. Like if you're in Natchitoches, don't think, well, I'm right there. I'm going to get exactly 3 or 4 inches. There are a lot of what we call mesoscale things. There's smaller scale factors that come into this. There are indications, some of the high resolution models are showing isolated totals over 10 inches. So not pretty incredible, absolutely incredible stuff to see 2.5 days before an event. That's why they've gone with this winter storm watch already. And so I'm going 3 to 7. National Weather Service is higher than that because here's why I don't go 6 to 8. I think there's a good chance we're below 6. I want you to focus on that 3 number, though. 3 is huge. We haven't seen a snow greater than that since 1973. So if we end up on that lower end, which I was really wanting to do something crazy like 2 to 8, which is probably going to be more accurate, but we'll go 3 to 7, keep that total fairly narrow, and we'll put that plus sign on the end. But yeah, I see those emojis. It's going to be wild and out there, as the kids say. So here is the rainfall outlook, which is actually the snowfall outlook from WPC. You can see that they keep that heavier stuff to the south. This is all liquid equivalent. Most of this will be snow or freezing rain. And then your 7-day forecast. Exhale. The rain chance is going to be gone now for today. 64. See, I was distracted making all these snow graphics, but I'm up to 80%. Could go higher. Another thing to focus on, 15 degrees. So if we end up with 7 inches of snow, you get this thing called radiational cooling. And when the sky clears out, all that heat just escapes right back to outer space. Now, if we do keep a blanket of clouds, it really serves as like a blanket for that. Then we're going to see temperatures stay up. They're going to be below freezing, but they'll be a little more tolerable. But pipe-busting cold is possible if we get this snow to materialize, which we think is going to happen now. So 15, some areas could drop into the single digits. Radiational cooling is a crazy animal, and it can cause some changes pretty quickly. Also, if we get a pretty deep snowpack, it might end up a little bit cooler on Wednesday. We'll watch that, and then this number could come down as well. But for now, 15, that's not a typo. That's the forecast low. Now, beyond this, what happens? Well, it stays pretty cool, actually, to round out the month. I think we'll start to warm up as we head toward February. I don't see any other winter threats in here, but it does look like things will be kind of busy. So I will pop up the snow accumulation map one more time because that's what you came for. 3 to 7 inches. It looks like no ice. So that's some great news for you right there. This threat continues to increase. I'm going to be watching the GFS roll in here. And actually, I'm going to go up and do a live with my buddy at the Coliseum talking about the coasters and the platters and the drifters. They're coming in, and they're going to, I believe it's tonight, I think. Yeah, so get tickets because you're not going to be able to do much next week. I'm going to go up and do that. And when I do that, you'll want to tune in because I'll also let you know what the latest GFS model said. And yeah, I hate single model runs, but when we're talking, 48 hours out from an event or a little bit more than that, then we start to say, okay, we're going to see a good trend on this. And hopefully I'll get some of the ensembles in by then as well and really get a good handle on things. But thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get out of here for now. I will have a full, exhaustive parish by parish update on these snow totals after I get more data in. So look for that later this afternoon after we get the European and all that kind of stuff in. So I think that's it. Let me see. Tom, you remember that in 1973? Oh, that's not good. Wow. Power outages look unlikely. So yeah, it's time to actually prepare. No ice. I want that to be clear with this. If we were to see ice, it's going to be sleet. It's not going to be freezing rain. We are much too cold for that. So yeah, the threat is going to be mainly snow, and it's going to be like a weird Midwestern snow, and it's going to stick quickly because we're going to be cold leading up to it. Tomorrow, highs again in the low 40s, overnight lows. Then Monday, when we wake up, going to be way down in the 20s. When this thing starts, it's going to be down in the 20s, like mid 20s, and it's going to stay there for most of Tuesday. If we keep the snow going all day Tuesday, we may not rise above 30. So yeah, it's going to accumulate quickly, and that's why I went a little higher on these. Typically, if I see 8 inches of snow on a model down here, I'm going to think, well, maybe 4, because it's going to be real heavy and wet and compact. It's going to melt when it hits the ground. Well, in this case, I think we're going to accumulate things pretty darn efficiently. What about flights leaving Alexandria Tuesday morning? Not looking good. I don't think they're going out, but it could change. I mean, there are still failure mechanisms where we don't see anything. I will say over 90% of ensembles show accumulating snow, so that threat, eventually I'm going to have to pick a side here, and I think today's that day where I think, yeah, it's going to snow. So crazy stuff. All right, I'm out of here. I see the views dropping, so it's time to go. I'm just rambling now, but I will be up there at the Coliseum to talk about the concert tonight, and we'll give you a little weather update once again up there. I'll see you in a bit.